Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video,
Women not teaching their daughters to be wives,
No. Guess what we're teaching them?
to be independent.
And unfortunately, that's exactly what I'm teaching my child.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit gotta change.
I know.
Like
They are supposed to be taught to be wives.
And this
They're
ain't-
supposed to be to the right. Like, you can't just
for sure, but
Yeah.
no, but see that shit come after. Like she gonna know, she gonna have discernment now. Like, okay, like you teaching her that, like, hey, that's a red flag. Fuck no,
Right.
He already
Okay.
showing you that.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
And that's fine to teach them to bring them up as wanting to be wives and teach them how to be wives. Because I was watching this show and this guy was like, "What did your parents always teach you?" She was like, "To be independent."
Yeah.
And it's exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, damn, like I want us as a race to do better. That's all I'm saying.
so what do you mean by teach your daughters to be wives? You mean this?
A woman who doesn't understand what her role is not fit to be a wife. Your role is not to challenge your husband.
Right.
Your role is not to compete with your husband.
Right.
Your role is not to be an agitator or a nuisance to your husband because he's doing things you don't like. Your role as a wife is to be a homemaker and a spiritual provisioner. The better you are at your job, the better he is at his job. And his job is to provide, to be a leader, and to protect the trajectory of the relationship.
Okay, let me say this really quick, you guys.
That makes sense.
This is something I want to talk about really seriously. So I see a lot of people talk about this, right? And this is what I want to address. We are in a different time now. Back in the day, women could not work at all. So they had to marry a man so they can survive.
They had it right.
Yeah, I think they had it right. They
Whoever's
should have kept
idea,
it like
but
this.
yeah.
But anyways, they had to marry a man or whatever the case is just to survive at that point. And so they had traditional roles, which was, I'm not at work all day, so I'm at home, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm taking care of the children, I'm making sure your lunch is packed, I'm making sure you're good, and I'm here to serve you.
Yeah. I'm not going to teach my daughter to be a wife. No, I won't. Yeah, to those of you who are new to this channel, I'm a Ghanaian. I'm from Ghana, West Africa, okay? And for somebody who grew up marinated in patriarchy, like you were told you have to wake up early, sweep the house, go draw some water, learn to cook and clean. You need to be humble, learn to serve people. You're going to go into somebody else's home, so you need to, tolerate, how to tolerate people, how to not be angry at people, how to not talk back, how to be humble and submissive. When your husband does something wrong, don't raise your voice and fight with him. Be okay with him, maybe hitting you. Be okay with men cheats, they will cheat because that's how they are. And what else? When you do something wrong, when he does something wrong to you, he's a man, it's okay. But when you do something to him, or you do something to offend him, which is in the lines of he's done something and you've reacted, call him in the middle of the night, go on your knees and beg him for forgiveness. Do you think I'm going to teach my daughter to do the same? Who does it benefit? Huh? Your sons? Who is teaching your sons to be husbands? Are you teaching them to be husbands? Are you teaching them to respect women? Are you teaching them not to be entitled to a woman's labor, her body, and everything that makes her hair? What are you teaching your sons? How are you teaching them to be husbands? I don't normally hear or see videos like teach your sons to be husbands. No, I don't. It's usually teach your daughters to be wives, or modern women this and modern women that. I think I saw a video maybe yesterday or early this morning, and it was of is it Tyrese, and he's talking about modern women are listening to Beyonce, and Jay-Z has Beyonce, and this person has that person, and they are together and they're happy. Most of these women cannot tell you exactly what is happening in their lives, in their marriages, in their relationships, so they do express themselves through music. Okay, they can't tell you that they are unhappy. Look at Cardi B's life. Some of them can't tell you because there's a lot of dotted lines, so they can't say some of the things that they go through in their marriages. So they do express themselves through music, and we get it. We get it because the music was for us. It wasn't for you, so you won't understand. When Beyonce said single ladies put a ring on it, you won't get it because it wasn't for you. It was for us. Okay, when she did that whole album talking about the cheating and everything, it wasn't for you. It was for us. And we get it. So you won't understand. We understand. And that's the difference between men and women of these days. Okay, so am I going to teach my daughter to be a wife? When she finds a man who has been taught to be a husband, my daughter is a very quick learner. It won't take a day or two. Besides, it's not hard to, be a wife. It's not hard. It's something very easy. We just, switch roles whenever we feel like it. So yeah, it won't take long. Maybe it will be a day lesson, right? And she'll be all right. But till then, I'm going to teach her to be independent, to have her own, to carry herself well, to be valuable, make something for herself. I'm not going to teach her to be a wife. It doesn't benefit her. It benefits somebody's son, okay, who wasn't taught to be a husband. So yeah, it is what it is. But let's get into some of the stitches and I'll come back and talk some more and leave your opinions in the comments.
Women not teaching their daughters to be wives.
No. Guess what we're teaching them?
Exactly what characteristics of a wife should we be teaching to young girls? If it's centering a man and teaching them that they must subject themselves to the will of a man, then no, I didn't teach my daughter that. I raised a strong, educated, cultured, intelligent, independent thinker and leader. I raised a black woman. I taught her the foundations of a healthy relationship. I taught her how to love with an open heart, with grace, compassion, and mutual respect. I taught her how to be an effective communicator and how to listen. I taught my daughter how to be a good partner. I didn't teach her how to be a good wife to a husband.
Dear women, here's what your mother, grandmother, and your female friends never told you. Committing to a man is like putting all your eggs in one basket. If you wouldn't deal with investments, why would you deal with a man? Committing to a career is a better investment than committing to any man. Your career is always going to be your own. A man can change his mind anytime. Stop romanticizing having children. Having a ripped up vagina while you give birth is the easiest part of parenting. The hardest part of parenting is teaching them how to respect you as a person when all of society trains them to see you as a convenience tool. Not only that, having children makes you the most vulnerable. More vulnerable than, say, a single woman who is currently homeless, because she has options and your options are limited. Every choice you make must be done through the lens of the wellness of the child. Not to mention society will not treat you kindly when you make decisions that patriarchy does not agree with. Now that I've told you, don't ever say no one ever told you. Choose your battles in life.
Guess what we're teaching them?
So, I have a question. I got two daughters. Two up. Why should we be teaching our daughters how to be wives? What is in it for them? How is marriage going to benefit my daughters? Because in 2024, it doesn't. All the demographics, all the statistics declare that marriage does not benefit my daughters. So why on earth would I teach them to do something that's going to be bad for them? That's going to make them die earlier. That's going to make their lives way more stressful. Why would I do that? Explain.
Yeah, a lot of men do make it seem like when a woman gets married, she's automatically happy. But it makes sense because a lot of men think that because they are happy in the marriage, because everything is going okay for them, because they do not have to worry about cheating, they don't have to worry about what to eat, they don't have to worry about how the household is run and somebody else does it. They think, oh, everything is okay. And that also explains why a lot of men are like, oh, everything was okay and she just came out of nowhere and asked for divorce. Okay, because they have this whole mindset that when a woman is with a man, then that's it. It's done. Every woman wants to get married, and so when they are married, that's it. You don't have to do anything anymore. The destination is to get a ring on her finger, and when you do put a ring on her finger, she's going to automatically be there doing everything that you expect of her or require of her. But that's not always the case. Marriage is not very simple. It's not easy. It's very complicated. It takes a lot of work. But most guys are not taught that. Because like I said before, it's easier for a woman to go into that role when she's happy, when she's being loved, when she's being appreciated, when she's being respected. It's so easy. To humble themselves for a man is easy. But who does it benefit? It benefits you. And in this day and age where women are asked to pull their own weight in relationships, in marriages, okay, most men are not in a financial position to actually take care of another person, of the women in their lives, but they still do expect the same traditional role of women when it comes to being wives and being married, okay? And that's the problem, because the thing is, you are asking women what they are bringing to the table, how much they are earning at the end of the year, you want them to pay half of the bill. Then you have to also pick up a mop. You have to be prepared to cook and clean and take care of your kids. Men keep moving the goalposts. In this day and age we live in, where there's a lot of guys who are asking women what they bring to the table financially, expecting women to pay half of the bills, is a bit complicated. You know, it's crazy that you're still saying here, talking about women are not taught to be wives. Because if you were taught to be husband, you're going to be a provider through and through. All right? You're going to be a provider through and through. You weren't also taught to be a husband. That's the problem, okay? So now you're expecting your wife to go to work, come back home, and still be a traditional woman to you, still cook and clean, while you just go to work, come back home, and put your feet up. It's not going to work. And then you complain because someone told you that all a woman needed was a ring on her finger. But that's not the case. So if you're going to talk about teaching women to be wives, you need to start learning to be husbands. In this modern day, in this day and age we live in, if you want marriage, you need to leave all of that, old school mindset at the door and pick up the new school mindset, okay? Which is you need to pick up a mop, change some diapers, cook and clean. You don't expect your wife to do all of that while she's still paying half of the bills. It's not going to work. I won't teach my daughter to be a wife. Not today, not forever. I'll teach her to be independent, have her own, living on her own terms, okay? Because marriage, I don't think marriage benefits women. Marriage benefits men. But like I said, it's just my opinion. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.